Hi.
Hello.
What's been going on this session? Belanna, what have you kind of been in charge of?
Well, I kind of started asking what if we ever did a cover, what song would you want to do?
Okay.
And then obviously I wrote it down, and then we realised like, what if we did a mashup and then put all together?
A remix, mashup sort of thing.
Original at the end.
Okay. All right. So what's your role going to be, sort of technology-wise? Do you think? What are you going to play?
Bass.
Okay.
That's all we. All
Bass guitar or bass synth or?
Bass guitar.
Okay, but what technology are you going to interact with? 'Cause each student needs to kind of interact with technology somehow.
I don't think we discussed anything like that yet.
Okay. All right, so something to think of next week, maybe. All right, maybe something, microcorgish, because, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Reece? What's this funky thing we've got?
It's a MIDI guitar.
MIDI guitar, so this is your role. We've been itching to use this, haven't we?
Yeah.
All right, so it's not a regular guitar. All right, it transmits MIDI information. All right, so what are you doing there?
Playing a drum.
With a guitar. Witchcraft.
Wow.
So what are you going to be what have you kind of decided to play this session?
Mainly using this as a drum kit, and if needed, and if we can figure out how to do so, like switch it to like a synth or something on the fly.
Yep.
And just play things that isn't a guitar.
Definitely. What about plans for next week then? What are you kind of perhaps got to think about? Editing synth patches maybe, or
Figuring out how to link these two unused buttons to the software.
okay. Right, as controllers.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have a look at that. Okay, Jake.
This is an electric acoustic, but also at home I have an amp that has distortion options and things on it, so I'm going to bring in that next week. I've been trying to think of 4 chords that can go along with Reece's drums and Chris's lead guitar, because at the end of the day it only takes 4 chords to make a pop song, any song mostly comprises of 4 chords. I'm also thinking of if I can somehow get hold of a loop pedal, I could play chords and then loop it, and then perhaps
Kieran's
play
doing
the
something
chords
similar in there.
perhaps play the chords at a slightly different tempo over the top of that or whatever, just to spice things up a bit.
All right, any other sort of technological additions you're thinking?
I'd quite
keyboards
like to,
maybe?
Yeah, I'd quite like to interact with keys maybe.
Yeah.
Either triggering samples or different waveforms and stuff, using maybe retro log or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And I could obviously change that mid-performance, so then that shows interaction with the technology.
Yeah, defo. All right, something to think of next week then. All right, you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing the main lead on guitar.
Okay.
I'm planning on bringing in, because I have 2 different types of wah pedals and obviously a distortion. So maybe integrating something to do with 2 different types of wahs, because one of them we've got also different types on it as well. And yeah, just doing some.
All right, what about extra technology other than guitar? What other kind of things perhaps you could?
I could maybe use the SPD, is it?
Yeah. To trigger.
And to trigger maybe samples or loops or
All right.
drum beats or something like that
Okay.
while I'm playing then.
All right, let's have a think about that for next week then. All right, Jack.
I'm gonna use the keyboards mostly for synthesizers and arpeggios and
Perhaps your voice, loop pedals.
yeah.
They've kind of asked about the loop pedal in there as well. But we can kind of, we'll see if we can share things around. Right, but like I said you've got first dibs on it for next week. So what, maybe sort of making beats, loops and kind of everybody else kind of playing over the top of it maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so things to think about for next week. All right, good stuff.